Wake up early, market shifting, capital is repositioning, Wall Street watching blockchain race, quiet moves behind the veil, tokenized and institutional, legacy is transitional, signals coming overnight, macro moving into light, deposits going digital, retirement becoming liquid, infrastructure getting built. This is how the system tilts. Markets are moving on chain now. Signals getting louder somehow. Capital changing the frame. Finance will not stay the same. Institutions stepping inside, liquidity turning their tide. Morning macro sets the tone. Welcome to the new unknown. Talos opening trading doors. Tokenized access spreads offshore. Square just flipped the payment switch. Millions moving into Bitcoin's pitch. Securitize gets courage strong. Benchmark says the shift is on. Midas building deeper rails. Investors finally scale. Privacy inside the ledger. Ripple building stronger measures. Quantum warnings in the air. Bitcoin still standing there. Markets are moving on chain now. Signals getting louder somehow. Capital changing the frame. Finance will not stay the same. Institutions stepping inside, liquidity turning the tide. Morning macro sets the tone. Welcome to the unknown. Banks want control of settlement layers. Fed still cautious, watching the players. Stable coins testing the state. History knocking at the gate. BlackRock holding long-term views. Macro shifts inside the news. Retirement capital unlocks another door inside the block. Markets are moving on chain now. Signals getting louder sound. Capital changing the frame. Finance will not stay the same. Institutions stepping inside, liquidity turning the tide. Morning macro leads the way. Welcome to the shift today.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Hope you're doing well. GM, happy hump day. It's Wednesday, April 1st. This is not a joke. That is for real. My mother just pranked me. She just got me April Fool's joke. Literally, it's like I hit live on this. She was waiting. She was waiting for me to go live, and then she called me. Mother. That's the thing about, like, I love in our family growing up. I love pranking. We loved April Fool's Day. That just one reminder that you gotta just today specifically over on crypto Twitter. Don't Don't take everything you read for fact. It's just one of those days. GM, we pour ourselves some more coffee here, as you can see. It's time to get the show started. We're gonna have a good one today. Cheers. Thank you for being here, guys. Smash the like button on your way in. No matter where you are watching this show today from, smash the like button. We got a good one today. We're gonna talk about institutions moving deeper into the tokenized markets. This is like literally this is what we talk about every day. Our industry, our ecosystem, blockchain is becoming mainstream. It is becoming adopted from every which angle you can imagine. Ondo stocks now going through Talos. You got new coverage on Securitize, banks positioning for control of on-chain deposits. The department, this was a thing that came out yesterday after the show, so we didn't talk about it, but the Department of Labor unlocking crypto assets for 401k plans. Square, Jack Dorsey's Square, the old Maxi, could they just please put some stable coins on the Cash App, please, instead of just Bitcoin, but whatever. Square enabling Bitcoin payments for millions of merchants, and BlackRock long-term ETF position tells us something. And this is probably one of the most important non-headline things that we're going to read in between the lines here. BlackRock ETF holders are diamond hands. They are long-term holders. They are not flipping for a quick profit. That tells you something, that this is going to be massive. So don't start selling. Continue to buy. Buy your Bitcoin. Buy your Bitcoin. Buy your Bitcoin. And that's like it for right now. GM to everybody in the chat. Luca in a building. DJ and Brian. Curtis is here. Let's go. Who got our gold medal? Was Michael Navarro. Congratulations, brother. Brian with the silver. Me with the bronze. I'm taking the bronze today. Usually I don't give myself a medal, but I got the silver today. Hats off to the silver, to your silver medal winner, me. There's a new sheriff in town, and we're taking it. We're taking the medals. Let's see here. We got a bunch of articles to get through, like we always do. We got some charts, got some news. We'll go news and then numbers, and then I fixed the ticker. We got that thing down below. There's a whole bunch of new things in there. It's gonna be an evolutionary thing because I want to add a lot more stuff in there. As far as traditional things, not just crypto. As you can see, we got the S&P 500, we got the NASDAQ, we got a bunch of like 10-year treasury yields, all that kind of stuff. And so we're just going to this is going to just keep getting bigger and better. We'll have I found the best way to customize it. And I told you yesterday, CodePen is what I use to bring this, because you can put it all together on TradingView. But that's it. And then you get like a code you got to copy. So then I was using that with my ChatGPT over this CodePen to get this thing customized. I got a few more things I want to do. Like maybe I don't want to get rid of like the number gain, because like on some of the whether it's an indice or whatever it is, like the gain is just absolutely insane, like hundreds of millions, and it just extends it out real long. And you'll see like when that happens, on some of these things. And so maybe the percent gain is all we want to keep, not the dollar gain. So we'll keep the price or the market cap, you know what I mean? And you'll see like some of these things when they come across are just a little too long and crazy. But we'll get that fixed. But I hope that this is looking better. If there's anything that I missed, let me know. We can add it in there very easily now. Let's see. Bulls won the day. Let's see what up today. Yes, Bulls did win the day yesterday. I do think that, let's see. We could probably pop this open. Let's go to BTC, USD. Stamp chart. We are going to be looking at this on the monthly because yesterday was big. Oh, and I found it. Look at this. Boom. So there's the thing, right? And on a Mac, it's Option R. Are you ready? Boom, baby. We got it. No more zooming and scrolling and wasting fucking time. We got it. Option R. If you got a Mac and you're on TradingView and you shift between your times and all of a sudden the chart looks like this, you can't read that. Option R. Boom! Let's go. We remembered. All right. Anyway, so here is the Bitcoin monthly chart. And as you can see, we almost by the hair on our teeth, the skin on our knee, the nails of our toes, by a skosh, we ended up finishing the month positive. The first one in 5 months. So if you look back here, this candle, this red candle back in October, we had October, November, December, January, February, all negative months. All negative. Oh, Chad in the building. Chad Miller in the house. Let's go. Let's go. All the homies are assembled. Oh, and we got David. He's over on LinkedIn. Let's go. The homies. And so, look, that's a great thing. I know a lot of people are expecting a positive April. We'll see how it goes. This whole year could be dog shit. But after 5 consecutive months of downward action, it is very nice to have seen. Oh, he's on YouTube too. Man, he's double platform. I love this guy. Y'all should be taking a note from his playbook and double platform it all. Get the views on everything up. But this could be, look, and if you look at the candle structure right here, man, that right there is a reversal wick. This right here was almost an indecision candle, this March candle. Let's zoom in on it so we can see a little bit better. And I think we got some Drurins. Oh, there, okay. So, I mean, we did get the positive. It is a very small positive candle, but we did get it. So that being said, the trajectory now, and these are monthlies. This isn't daily. This isn't like a little time frame. This is monthlies. And so can the case be made? And it would probably look way more extreme. If we take this off. Go wicks. We're going to go wicks. Oh, we're going to cut right through it. We can't do that. We'll go bodies. All right. But technically, we've now been moving on up. If we can continue to move up here, we might see some relief for the next several months. Look, there was let's do the weekly chart. Because you guys know there's that other thing we're looking at, right? This measured move here. We can get rid of this. Here, get rid of this here. The other thing we're looking at is this down consolidation on an upward, down consolidation on an upward, right? So let's just say this to here, right? And if history doesn't want to repeat, but it wants to rhyme, that means we could probably be seeing anyway. So we could probably in this week pump up to 76, and that would be the same, roughly that same gain that we saw in the last consolidation mode before we saw the dip. Now, the one thing, and I know we're jumping in looking at charts before we get into everything, because the one thing I know we're all getting high on hopium today, because look, things are moving up. We got our green candle. Things are, hey, look, it's positive action. The one thing I got to caution you guys on, even though, look, it looks like we're doing the same, very similar structure. If we can get this thing to grow up and get up over the 21-day here on the weekly chart, that would put us roughly at that same structure in preparation for our next leg down to where we know is just below $50,000. But enjoy your little greens. Oh, I get you. I'm with you, because I fully expect this to happen. Because look, back to a single digit 7. That's not good. We've been capping out at 9 lately. 9 is the lowest we've been going, and then we popped back up to, it was 14 several times, but yesterday it was 12. But we are down to a 7 today. Hey, if we see this thing go lower, it is all systems go to buy. And obviously, when you're leverage trading, you got liquidations and all that shit to worry about. So that's a different story. We'll take that case by case basis. But this is a clear indicator. And I've talked to a couple people. Are we buying? Are we hanging on? What are we doing right now? Are we watching? I think, and I will reiterate what I said yesterday. And remember how I feel about altcoins is that I just don't know if this is the time to be exploring new altcoins. If you are adding to a bag that you've already got of your conviction plays, if you are trying to restructure your portfolio into a more long-term vision outlook, like you're playing with the tokenization and RWA ecosystem, that to me is where the big opportunity is. And so if you're shifting that capital around and you're allocating it to better projects, this could be the time to do it. This could be the time to start doing that. We just put out a video yesterday, top 5 RWA projects. I definitely think you should go back and watch that. But the projects that are on there are actually doing massive things with institutions, enterprise levels, all that stuff. You got Ondo, HBAR, Chainlink, who else was it? Uniswap, Canton, Stellar. That was 6, I know, because we did a bonus one in there. But I'm telling you, this is the opportunity. And so when you see this fear get extreme fear down to a 7, man, oh man, I'm telling you what, it is absolutely time to really consider start adding to your bag of your conviction plays, of the things that you've already got, unless you're shifting and you're getting out of memes, you're getting out of, you're in a lot of projects in the 200 to 400 or 500 market cap range. Get out of those. You keep a little moon bag just in case, but you have to be realistic. And it's funny. I was looking at some of the comments yesterday on, some of the things that I'm saying. And some guy said, I've been in, and listen, all due respect. I'm going to give everybody all the respect, especially if you've been in this industry longer than I have. He said he's been here since 2014 or 2012, whatever it was. I got it in 2017. I agree that, that hasn't been, even though the narrative is utility, what is actually happening? How is this making a better change? Right now, I feel now more than ever that it does apply, that the utility aspect of it, because you are seeing TradFi, you are seeing Wall Street, you are seeing enterprise, you are seeing corporations, you are seeing nations, you are seeing the absolute total adoption of the technology, right? It's all being rebuilt on the rails of blockchain. So that being said, I feel like it's different this time. I do feel like it's different this time, but we'll see how it goes. You're not wrong. We need to prepare ourselves. Heck, I'll take 8 more months of red. No, I'm with you. Look, I am okay if we have an entire red year. I am okay with that. I need to rebuild. I'm broke. I got hacked last year. All of my crypto gone. I am rebuilding. I need that more than anything. Now, which means it's probably not going to happen, but that's my plan, is to just rebuild everything in 2026 while we've got the opportunity. And if you are in a similar position, or if you're just getting started, that is your chance. This is our opportunity to create that generational wealth for ourselves and for our family and for our lineages. This is the time. If you're just getting in, you didn't miss anything. We can look at some charts and you will see on a lot of coins, the last few years have been totally erased. We are at square zero from 2023 on a lot of our projects. No harm, no foul. Let's get it. Let's get in there and make it happen. Now, some of the projects that we know that are way down, they're down but not out. And some projects are down and out. So we got to be very cognizant of what we're looking at. Let's see. David says, needs help, needs time to finish recovering from the last 16 months of Trump. Started counting 12/12/24 when he rang the bell of the New York Stock Exchange and started tanking immediately. 8 more months. Let's stack. And when we get into 2027, let all systems go, man. It is going to be... That is the bull run of all bull. That is what we've been waiting for. And that what we were talking about yesterday, the super cycle, the forever cycle, whatever it is, the adoption curve, the parabolic phase of this thing just going zoop, straight up. All right. Fear and greed index at extreme fear 7. Let's check coin market cap. The entire market is up a little bit today, about 2.5% to 2.36 trillion. The fear and greed over here is at a 33. So this is moving up, which is funny. It was at 20 something yesterday, moving up today, even though CoinGlass has moved way back down into the single digits. Altcoin season down a skosh to 49. It was at 50 yesterday. let's take a look at our, let's see, should we pull the boats out for a second? Yarg, mateys. I am Captain J Chains. Bitcoin down 22% over the last 90 days. It's moving up a little bit. Obviously with the and we'll look at these, but there was ETF inflows yesterday that definitely helped the cause. And again, that is something that we look at. We talk about very clear causation. Inflow, outflow of specifically the BlackRock ETF, the IBIT shares, that will determine if Bitcoin's going up or down. Very clear. We can look at it on the chart. And so if Bitcoin's going up, they're buying. If Bitcoin's going down, they're selling. Very clear. And so they were buying yesterday, so Bitcoin went up a little. Let's see. Athena down to 55.67%. Nothing really changing down here in our shrimps. You know, they're just down here bottom feeding, just sitting, waiting. You know, we'll keep an eye on the shrimps, but I wouldn't be shrimping right now. How's Midnight doing after their thing went live? Did this thing like go up at all? A week? About a quarter of a, 3/4 of a penny. 3/4 of a penny. Come on. I thought you guys said that I was supposed to be taking Cardano seriously now because of their RWA thing, but they just keep slipping further down to 13 now. Let's go through the top 10, and then we'll look at some gainers and losers for the day. Bitcoin 68.5. Let's go on our way back to 70K. I think what I did, and I actually tweeted something a little bit ago. I was looking at all the charts, looking at all the Bitcoin charts on the different time frames, and it is just a simple thing, right? Like, you obviously have to make your own decisions. You have to be looking at these things. Don't just take my word for it. But the way that I'm looking at it, if we break and we hold 69, I'm long. Okay. If we lose 67.8 and it's clean and we go down, I'm short. That's my plan. And that's what I'm sticking to. That's kind of what I'm looking at for the day. Again, you got to have your own strategy and plan, but that's my plan. Hop in the Discord, come hang out with us, chit chat. I should be in there a little bit more today. I got a couple calls going on today, but I should be popping in and out. All right. Oh no. Let's try that again. Bitcoin 68.5 up almost 3% today. Ethereum 21.32 up almost 5% today. You got BNB 614. XRP 135, Solana 83. Man, I'll tell you what, it is still crazy to see that thing in the $80 range. Like, potentially could be the buy of a lifetime. That could be a 10x very easy. Again, I think that's an $800 to $1,200 coin when we're peaking. So at $83, you should be able to see a 10x on that one. So if you've got a long-term forecast and you want to add some Solana, we know the activities there. I don't hold any. I do hold a little Solana. Even in cold storage, I hold a little bit of Solana, but it is not one of those ones that Chad Miller, man, I appreciate you. Chad being a Chad living up to his name, throwing out a super sticker. I appreciate you, dog. Tron 31.5 cents. It is the only one that in the top 10 that is up on the week. The only one, because it is purely manipulated by Justin Sun. We do share a name, but we don't share philosophies nor moral compass. Dogecoin, 9 cents. You got Hyperliquid at the top 10. There it is. Let's look at some winners. Should we be taking profits? Algo up 25% today, up to 10. Interesting. I wonder, is there news on Algo? Do we know any Algo news? No, don't see any major catalyst for news there, but that's a great day if you're in the Algo fam. Let's go. Stable, Morpho, and Say all up double digits today. Could be a great day to take some of those profits, even if it's just you don't have to take the whole thing off the table, right? But just take some of your profits off the table. That's how you win, and you can reinvest that back into more Say, more Morpho, more Algo, whatever it is. Take some profits off the table and buy some more, and then your stack is a little bit bigger. And then this way, if it goes down, you added to your stack, and if it continues to go up, you added to your stack. What profit? I know you're still down 90%, but if you just got into Algo and you caught a 26% pump, take some profits. If you've been sitting in it, I understand what you're saying. If you got in over here, you ain't up. But if you got in down here, you're up. Take some profits. It all depends on, your cost basis, when you got in and what you can do. But reallocating your profits into Bitcoin or into buying more algo or whatever it is. Algo, I don't own algo either, but I know a lot of people do, and I'm not here to piss anybody off. But it is not a coin that I own. I don't agree with some of the stuff that they did, and not that I don't agree with it, but anyway, we could do a whole conversation about Algorand at another time. It is not my cup of tea. I don't own any, but shout out to you if you got your 26% gain. Lesson learned definitely sucks. Yeah, F it, we ball. F it, we ball. We're going to get it this year, guys. We are going to make that generational wealth. We are all going to become Giga Chad millionaires. We already got a Chad. So he's already a Chad, but he's going to be a Giga Chad. And if we hang out with him, we are going to get to be honorary Giga Chads and we'll be gazillionaires. So honorary Giga Chad and we'll all be gazillionaires. Let's get it. With the UK and USA not talking or helping each other, that affect market. Yeah. I mean, the world has got to come together a little bit more. John James, GMGM. And by the way, I know that I made a comment yesterday. The White House had said something about how we're not helping the UK with oil because they weren't going to help when it came down to it. And I said something, I was making some jokes. I was just trolling. And I was trolling about Canada with the hot dog pizza at Pizza Hut. I'm just trolling. You guys don't get your panties in a bunch, please. Please don't get your panties in a bunch. Okay. All right. Let's go back here. Look at the losers. Who's losing? Midnight Canton. That is something that to me is the buy. I may end up going long on Canton today if they are down 4%. That thing has been crushing it. That we are going to break down below this break-even point of where the profitability is here on the weekly. The monthly, it's down. The yearly, we are not up too high. It would be great to get this thing about 10 cents. Let's see a nice little dip, and then we're going to go heavy on Canton. As you guys know, they were in our top 5 RWA video. They have exploded. They are the retail. They are the enterprise. They are the institutional's choice. Canton is. Got a $5.38 billion market cap. This thing is on its way. It is currently sitting at number 18. And I tell you what, I know some of you have been in this one a little bit longer than I have. But take notice. This is Canton is one to get into, especially if you are looking at tokenization, if you are trying to play the RWA ecosystem and watch that growth. Because we'll look at RWA.XYZ, and I'll tell you what, our numbers are getting back up. We're almost at $1 billion on stable coins. We're back up above 27 trillion as far as 27 billion for the global. 27 trillion. We're not there yet. Soon, though, in a couple years. Flash forward to a couple years, we'll be talking trillions, not billions. So, I mean, it's only down 3.5%, whereas Midnight is down almost 12% today. So, Zcash could be another opportunity down to 244. I'll tell you what, that feels like so long ago. Zcash was that $700. And let's see about losers and gainers on the week. Meme core. Okay, so Algo's up big time on the week, big time on the day. That would be, if my opinion, if you got some of that, take your profits. Let's see some losers. Aptos, Layer Zero, Caspa, the Bitcoin killer. Aave. I mean, these are, there's a couple in here that would be great to get if you've got Aave. That's great for the DeFi long-term game. Solana down 10% on the week. That is going to probably do some stuff. Cardano down 10% on the week. I wouldn't pick up any Cardano though. That's me though. John James says his PM is a wanker. He's a wanker. All right, let's look at some charts. We can look at the total crypto market cap here, as we reported on CoinMarketCap, sitting at 2.33 trillion, up almost 0.5% today. So look, we're building a case. We're not catching a case. We're building a case. Oh, by the way, I removed all the QR codes for anybody who's interested. There are no more QR codes there. They are just, graphics that flip through. Make sure if you guys, like for the BitUnex or for getting a Tangent wallet or getting on a BC game. If you need the actual link, let me know. Usually they're in the description. You can find them somehow in my profile and my posts. But like for BitUnex, that should be, you know what? I don't think that it is. I will get it into the chat here in just a second. Let's see, just so you guys got it in case, because today is April 1st, and that means we have one more week. Where is the link? We've got one more week of the deposit and volume bonus over on BitUnex, so you can take advantage of that. I'm gonna be working with my contact over there to be working on the next campaign, because we'll just move on to another campaign to see what works for you guys. And so if you have not joined yet, do that. I don't know how much of like a deposit bonus would be the next campaign. It is nice for you guys to get a little bit of that. The whole idea is, we're moving forward with this partnership with BitUnex. I'm actually writing a script on tokenized stocks right now. I started writing it yesterday. It is going to hopefully be done today. I don't know, but the goal is to get that out this week. That's part of our Intelligent Finance Friday series that we've been doing. I know that I missed last Friday. Just the schedule got crazy. That's why the video went out on Monday instead. That had the RWA stuff. That was our intelligent finance video. Everything that we're talking about right now is the convergence of AI, crypto, fintech. This tokenization, and how we're bringing tech into finance, and so all of that it's all related. And so that is our intelligent finance series. And so make sure you guys check that out. If you've not gotten an opportunity to do that, make sure you do. All right, the BitUnex link is in both the YouTube and the X chats. The next thing we'll do in just a little bit here is add the Discord so that you can get in there. I want you guys all in the Discord. We're chatting there. We're gonna build the community up there. We'll have the beginner rooms. We'll have the whale rooms. We'll have the trader rooms. We'll have the alpha rooms, collaboration rooms, live stream rooms, all of it. So come hang out. All right. So this is the total crypto market cap. Hopefully we see this thing. Wait, I wanted the pen. Hopefully we see this thing start to go up, and it's game on. Very much expect. I mean, it's either gonna in your crypto, your typical crypto KOL or YouTuber. Okay, guys. So here's what we're looking at right now. This is the weekly total crypto market cap, and it's either gonna do something like that or it's gonna do something like that. I don't know what it's gonna do. But I mean, that's true. I don't know what it's going to do. It's either going to go up or it's going to go down. Now, we are making a trend. Remember, this is the weekly, so this is a trend. We are definitely trend heavy. I'm hopeful that, much like the Bitcoin chart, right, that we're going to do leg consolidation, leg consolidation, leg. We could be very, very much in tune with doing the very similar leg there. Let's look at our others chart. CoinMarketCap said we are at a 49 for our altcoin season. And as you know, altcoin season is really a determinant factor of dominance between Bitcoin and the altcoins that are outside of the top 10. And obviously, these metrics they change on a day-to-day basis. And obviously, we've kind of been consistent for the last several weeks here. But if you look at where the Bitcoin dominance is versus the total cap of all of these outside of the top 10, it's very clear that we can make that relationship, right? So let's look at Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance at 58%. This thing has not been doing shit. And technically, I mean, you could probably say that we've been sliding down more than we've been going up. And so even with all of these news headlines that we're talking about, Bitcoin being adopted by this country, and this ETF doing this, yada yada yada, dominance has not exploded like I thought it was going to. Too many rooms get annoying in Discord. I hear you. I hear you, Brian. My whole goal is to even consolidate what we have. I just want a couple. I wanted to make it easy for people to go to. Not right now. It's probably set up a little bit too difficult, and so it is a evolutionary thing. I will be consolidating constantly. It's the and you know what, the Discord notifications, like especially if you're live streaming and stuff, like you can't, like I've got them all turned off. So like I miss a lot on Discord because I just cannot handle it with all the, and I've either got to leave all the servers I'm in except for my own, or just mute the whole thing in general, like I have, because it bing 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 nonstop, and so whatever. So that's what we got. Join the Discord. Oh, here's our Bitcoin chart. We are looking at this right here. So we got ourselves this nice let's get off the weekly. Let's get a little bit more granular. Now let's look at some coins. We'll get the 48-minute chart. Oh, what do we got here? Option R. Love it. See how much easier that is than sitting there waiting to scroll. Oh, man. It's a game changer, fam. It's a game changer. You are able to mute the other servers. That's the thing. I'm in like 1,000 of these things, and I just like put them in a folder and try to forget about them. It would take me probably a day to go through and just leave all the servers that I'm in. But I don't know. Sometimes I don't want to do that because I don't want people to think like I've abandoned them. Anyway. All right. Here is, let's see, we can change this now that we're zoomed in a little bit differently. So this green zone is what we're looking at right now. And man, I would wonder if we are going to be headed back down towards here. That would be a nice little short to get into. Should have definitely tried to get that from earlier. That'd be a nice little move. But as you can see, we have just been in this zone, and this goes all the way back towards the 27th of March. A lot of ups and downs, ups, downs, ups, downs, ups. Maybe we'll see another down. Maybe we'll see another straight. Oof, we brought it back. Okay, so that we'll be monitoring the Bitcoin situation from some different time frames now. Let's hop on that 5-minute. Ah, man, just came down to touch the 200-day. Look for a bounce there. And this may be the new zone that we're in here as we sit here for a little while today. But if we continue to break down, remember, I have got clear expectations of if we hold above 69, I'm long. If we break 67.8 and it's clean, and we're getting closer to that, with this break. If we drop down, let's see, where is 67.8? Man, I really need to get glasses, guys. I am so sorry. All right, so that's our line. We get a little bit of wiggle room, and obviously that's one potential, that's one strategy, that's one scenario that we're looking at. We're also depending on how the 930 candle works out. Yesterday would have been an absolute day to catch that thing and go long with it. It messed around where it went down to the bottom and then rocket shipped up, and you would have got a really nice gain yesterday if you played the 930 15-minute candle. So we'll take a look at that today and see what it tells us. This, in theory, this is showing us that we are going to continue going down. But at some point, we could, or what we should probably do is put on some volume. There's no volume here. There you go. Now let's bring some more into the chart and see. Okay, so I would say we're probably going to stop. Oh, that was a huge. I did not mean. Somewhere in there. That's where our volume would show us. Because look, between where we were and where it is now, there was this huge volume spike drop off, right? And so we flew there pretty quick. We're now sitting here where this should act as a support. Now, obviously, this didn't act as support, and there was more volume there than there is here. But this could be where we get a bounce. This could be where we sit in range for a little bit. We could just blast right through it and go down. Now, look, if we break, oh, come on. If we break this level that we're looking at right here, right? And we come down here and this level breaks, man, I would think that we probably could come all the way down to 66. It could be we could be free falling. Tom Petty. We could be free falling. So let's do this. You guys know that we love to set it this way. If it happens during the show, BTC short op. Okay. There you go. If we hit this, that's a short op, and then it was above 69K. And if we hold above there, let's see. Let's go above. Let's say if we go above here now, because this would mean that we're in new territory. And message here is going to be BTC long op. There you go. All right, so we got our 2 alarms set for today. If we drop below, and this is exactly what I tweeted out to you guys, and I said if we lose the 67.8 level and it's a clean loss of that level, I'm going short, right? If we sustain, if we pump above 69 and we stay there and we hold, I'm going long. So there's our 2 lines. We got our alerts. We don't have to think about Bitcoin again unless our alarm goes off. Theoretically, right? Like in case you got a job, in case you got family, in case you got something to do today, you got a bunch of calls, you got a business meeting, you want to go for a run, go to the gym, paint a picture. I don't give, whatever you got to do. Now you don't have to sit here and stare at this chart all day waiting for something to happen. You can go about your life and you will get an alert, you will get an alarm, you'll get an email, you'll get all that shit, and then you can make your moves from there. That's what we're looking at on Bitcoin. Ethereum, very clear that right there, if we break out of here, we're going to set an alarm here. If we break out of here, we're going to go long. And we always say maybe. We don't want to, this is not just, we're going to immediately go long if that happens. If that is a clean breakout, this thing were to come back up, if this thing were to come, and so obviously that was the level, and it broke down, and so we're a little bit late on that, so we'll see. But you can see very clean that before this happened, this line should have been here, because look, you got the 1 touch point, the 2, 3, and I mean, you could have gone up a little bit more too, and to have the 4 or 5 touch points right here, and then look, that was just a clean breakdown of the trend right there. So that would have been a great short opportunity to catch that. And then, who knows what it's going to do for the rest of the day here today. But keep your eyes out. Keep your eyes out. If that thing does pump back over, because that could just be a little fake out before the breakout. I'm trying to shake you out. If it does come back up and we touch this line and we break out of it, we could potentially go long here. Yeah, John. Kid Rock sucks. Shagging at 3 p.m. April Fools. He's a virgin. Is my volume low? Are you guys having a hard time hearing me? Or are you just saying, is Poe Man saying this so that it's an April Fool's joke? And you all know that I used to have a lot of audio issues. I feel like something has changed in between. Well, you know what has changed is that we don't go on space anymore. I'm not doing this to go on space, and that ruined the connection, right? As soon as you would go on the stage, like that Bluetooth connection was a different connection altogether, and that would ruin everything. Since we've just done the live streams, that has totally gone away. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, God damn it. What did I tell you? What? Holy Christ. Did you guys just see? Ethereum ripped from, I know we're on a 5-minute chart, from 21.22 to 21. Oh, it's really not that much, but it broke out and then broke back down. Nope, it went right to support. This could be your long opportunity right here, man. I think the markets are going to get a little volatile today. What is happening? Boy, that was wild. All right. Well, that invalidated that theory because that happened so fast. But that could be your long. I mean, we could be. What's Bitcoin doing right now? Is Bitcoin pumping? Bitcoin just did the same thing. Oh, and we went down into the zone. We went right into the zone. What did I tell you? Right into that volume area, and we got what we needed, and we went back up. And now things are going to get hairy today. Woo. What's XRP doing? And the whole market is getting crazy. All right. It could be rocking and rolling today. Hopefully you guys are getting your trades in. And you are and you're doing what you need to be doing here. Success starts with you. You got this, fam. You got this. XRP sitting things are the candle structure. This is only a 5-minute. That's probably my problem. Let's look at the 12-minute. Looking pretty good. Looking bullish. I will tell you what. I'd say this is looking pretty bullish today. Ondo. A lot of good news. Obviously, we'll look at some headlines today, but institutions can now access Ondo tokenized stocks with Gate through Talos. You know, Talos has some of the other relationships that we've reported on with like Uniswap, Fireblock, all that. Like it's all becoming. This is it. It's happening. It's happening like right now, quickly and quietly. Boom. Crypto, TradFi, convergence. Chain link at 9 bones. Look at that candle. Everybody that wanted sub $7 chain link, that your ship has sailed. I don't think this will ever happen. I don't know if chain link will go back down there. I just don't know on some of these projects, especially the ones that are actually doing something. You know, when we talk about opportunities, when we talk about broader market, you know, I think that when we see the next big liquidation event, right, or the next tumble down, right, if we look at our Bitcoin chart, I want to do some of these have the same thing. This is not something that we've even looked at. Option R. No. Well, sort of, right? You see, we've got a big, the structure's a little different. It was the big drop, then consolidation, then the drop, and now consolidation, but we stayed on this, on that trend right there. And so something like Chainlink, I got to tell you, unless there is a major market meltdown, you're probably safe to start buying your Chainlink and start loading up on your Chainlink. And again, for spot purposes only, not a leverage trading, because that's obviously very conditional. That is a case-by-case basis. That is a moment-to-moment basis. I'm not telling you to start getting into leverage longs on Chainlink, but if you are a spot buyer, this is your chance. I don't know if we are going to come back down, and even if we do, it's just a DCA day for you, right? But this is your opportunity to start loading up on some sub $10. Let's remove all of our drawings. And look, right here where the price is, this is literally, this is it. You are at the moment, make it or break it moment of between being positive and being negative on your returns of Chainlink. This is your moment. Now, going back to July of 2022, at least. I know that Chainlink's been around for a little bit longer. It's had some larger some pumps and stuff, but this is it. Anything below this line, non-profitable to this point, but that's where you would buy it. This is where you don't want to buy up here. You want to buy it down here. Chainlink, buy. If you are a spot buyer, Chainlink is a buy right now. Don't mess this opportunity up. Even if it drops down to $7 or $8, that's fine. You're spot buying. You just buy another grip then. JC, I can't see no sunshine in the next 3 months. 55K for me. Wow, it's because you're in the UK and the sun don't shine there. Just kidding. I want it. I want 55. I want sub $50,000 Bitcoin. It's going to happen. It's going to happen unless it doesn't. because we all want it to happen. This right here, let's pull the volume just here. We want just this stuff in here. So where we're at right now, if we do drop, you can see the volume drops off significantly. Let's put that in there, see how that looks. Look at that, right there, right here at our line. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit higher, 46.19. But this mark that we got right here, this is one of our generational buys. We've got a few more, but 43,247. That we've got this alarm set, and obviously we should probably have a few more down here, especially if you look at this wick from right here. That's 48.9. That's another one of our. We're gonna put spot buy BTC now. Okay. We hit that line, you spot buy this. You buy everything that you can at that moment, and then we wait for the dust to settle. There probably would be another liquidation flush, and you could probably get one more chance. That's when we're gonna go leverage long, when we get the liquidation flush. After the drop down to sub 50K, when we get a liquidation flush down to the 30s, that's when we leverage long and we ride that sucker to Valhalla. Valhalla. But right now, what you're looking at is the potential that we did bottom. There's a potential that we did bottom, for now at least, right? And especially with like what we were talking about, where we're going to see a little bit of that. And then hopefully by the time we get to the end of, I think it was the end of April was our consolidation. That's probably way too long. So when we just do some of this and then we break down and we get it here, and this is where we go long, and then we ride it, like I said, to Valhalla. Look at Solana. We were talking about that. This is, we got to remove all these lines. This one right here, this wick down to our sold buy line right here at 68.19. This is where we saw the bottom most recently. We have got some other opportunities based on historical levels and supports and resistances. That these are your, this says sold generational buy, but 23.16 should be your sold generational long. You should be leverage longing that. These right here are your generational buys. Sub $50 Solana is it would be massive opportunity. We got to go sub 50 before any recovery. We all see it. We all see it. We all think it. We all expect it, but that's when it doesn't happen typically. But look, I got my hopes, wishes, and dreams set for that to happen, and you guys know that. Let's look at gold. Gold making a nice recovery, sitting at 47.31. There you go. What is that recovery worth? 15%. Let's go. What's up, gold bugs? What's up to all my gold bugs? Silver. How's silver doing today? See, this is what I'm looking at right here. Like right now, the bottom, if you look across the ticker, VeChain, that's the market cap. So 596 million. Like those, I don't need the plus 14.5 million on the market cap. We don't want, in Chainlink, same thing. I don't want market caps. We want the price. Or if it is going to be the market cap, all I want is the market cap gain. I don't want the dollar gain on that because that just adds too long. If gold recovers, that's money leaving Bitcoin. Yes and no. I feel like now, because you're seeing a lot of these platforms offer, the everything. I feel like you're just going to see a lot more people get interested in a lot of different things. And I know that money leaving gold, like the money leaving gold, is not the same as like what we're seeing on these synthetic versions, right? And like I said earlier, I'm getting ready to. I'm writing the script of it, and hopefully this week. What's today? Wednesday. Well, got to be done by Friday is my goal. So hopefully we'll record it, either later today or tomorrow morning and get it edited and put out on Friday. But the whole idea of tokenized stocks and tokenized commodities and equities, like it's a different opportunity. It's a different beast. We are in a whole nother ball game. And I will say this, and I'll leave you this, because this is one of the things that I was looking at when you look at what happened in traditional finance and how they built all of these rails to achieve blockchain with what they're doing, how to have transparency, how to have the speed and the reliability and all that stuff. I feel like the unintended consequence of that is us retail traders, retail crypto native traders, that we've now got access to some pretty high powered things. Like, okay, on the video for BitUnex that I'm making, if you look, I won't go in it because I can't like close out of the specific screen yet, because I'm gonna need to do, I want to do a walkthrough for a different video. But if you look at the tokenized synthetics, the tokenized stocks, the access that you get to stocks and indices, it's massive, right? Like precious metals, some of the highest performing and probably the most important and popular stocks. You've got the S&P 500. You can even and this is all futures, by the way. You can even get involved with the Japanese stock market with a couple ETFs. You know, the Japanese one. There's a couple in there, and so this is the move. And so I feel like we are in a different ball game, and we are going to maybe see, even if gold goes up, you know, just kind of like if you look at you know, the price of Bitcoin and dominance, all that stuff, we could see the price of gold go up, because we've seen gold go up and Bitcoin go up at the same time. We have also seen, and this is, man, it was funny. I cannot remember her name. This is back when I was working with Ben, the second time when we had the new studio, the last one or whatever, and he was talking to some woman who big gold, Susan maybe something, I don't know, big gold person, and there was at that time, very very clearly, it was, you could see that gold going up causing Bitcoin to go down. It was very clear that that was the case. You know, potentially now with a lot more options and availability, and people starting to really take notice of different ecosystems and asset classes, like that may change. You remember, I just can't remember who she was. Oh, this is going to drive me crazy. Let's see. Gold lady. Was it Susan? A gold lazy Susan? No, not something. No, that is definitely not gonna. I'm just looking at gold lazy Susans right now, and that is not what we want. Lynette Zhang, yes, holy shit, David in the building. Lynette Zhang, thank you. That was her. And so when Ben was talking with Lynette Zhang, this was a couple years ago. There was, I mean, it was crystal clear. Like you could almost like measure the moves between gold going up and Bitcoin going down. Very clear relationship. Now let's do this. Let's do gold spot, and let's do BTC USD. All right. And let's go. We want to go on a line because then they look similar. And let's make sure our Bitcoin, well, you guys know what color we're going to do. Bitcoin orange. Bitcoin orange. All right. So gold is definitely, well, at least from, let's see, let's just do this year from 2026, from the beginning of 2026. Gold is outperforming Bitcoin, absolutely. Bitcoin down 24.81%, whereas gold up almost 5%. Go back and watch it. Lynette is huge on metals. Absolutely. Yeah. Lynette Zhang was the was exactly who I was talking about. All right. So there you go. There is a little, well, this is on the weekly. Let's do something that we can get a little bit more chartage. Let's take it back. Taking it back to the old school, because I'm an old fool who's so cool. If you want to get down, I'm gonna show you the way. Whoop, there it is. Let me hear you say, whoop, there it is. Here it is. Whoop, there it is. And so let's see, we could probably turn off some of our indicators because it just, there you go. Okay, so this is since the beginning of the year, and this is on the 48 minutes, so we get a little bit more chart to see. But there, Bitcoin obviously not performing as well as gold is. That very clear to see right there. All right, let's get the gold off that. Let's do this and turn it back into candles. Johnny. All right, that was gold. Silver looks extremely silver. I meant to say similar. Silver looks extremely silver, but I meant to say similar to gold. Look, those charts look damn near identical. Gold and silver. There's the DXY S&P 500. Have we started to come back over? Because like, look, if we let's do this on the daily, because there is, and remember, we can now oh, the recovery happened. So this might be the opportunity to get in now. Because on BitUnex, remember, you can go leverage, you can do futures on the S&P 500. And it is very clear what we've been seeing happen, right? This thing loves to roll over and then boom, come back up. We rolled over. If this is the recovery. Now look, right here, we had a recovery, but then it went back down. This could be part of our recovery and go back down. We are targeting actually this level right here for the S&P 500. So that's where we're looking for our dip to be, and that would be very similar to the last one that we saw, I think, as far as measured consistency goes. So we'll keep our eye on the situation, but if we are clearly going back up, we are going to take a long position in the S&P 500 on BitUnex. Mark my words, and I will keep you guys posted about when we do that. And the first people to know about that will be in the Discord. Silver grinding up slowly. Yeah, I still have like an entire. See, there's the BitUnex thing. No QR code. I told you, I pulled them off. I'm not gonna make you guys scan QR codes, even though like I don't want to say, yo, it's me. You can trust me. We aren't gonna play that game. We're not gonna play that game. And so we got rid of the QR codes. But if you guys want to join the trade squad, it is in the chat both on YouTube and on X. And if you got any questions, make sure that you join here, and we'll do that one now. I wanted to make sure that we're not just link dropping all day. Let's see here. Copy. And there is your link to the Discord in both the chat on X and YouTube as well. So come hang out with us. Join us. If you got any questions, join the Discord and chit chat with us. You can also shoot me a DM on X. And you can also if you are like, dog, I don't want to do any of those things. I don't use Discord. I don't use X. Shoot me an email. team@w3bcmedia.com. That will come to me. I'm really good with email. I will respond expeditiously. So shoot me an email if you want to get involved in whatever we're doing. You want to participate. You got some questions. You want to chit chat. You want to be a guest on the show. You want to do an interview. Whatever it is, get a hold of me. But we will, back to this full first circle moment, we will be going long on the S&P 500 the moment that we get clarity that this thing is headed back up. We don't want to short, because if it is going up, boom, we're not gonna get smoked out. If it does come and touch this line, let's see here. Oh yeah, we can. Go long S&P 500. All right, there you go. So we've got some alarms set for some indices. There we go. PMI T minus 1 hour. Oh, there we go. So that happens at 10 o'clock today, right? S&P, you should be shorting. Well, you should be shorting. Look, I would have shorted it if we caught it like here. Right? Oh no, what has happened here? What in the world just happened? My trading view has, there we go. As far as wanting to have shorted the S&P, I mean, I would say like if you caught it, above here, that'd be fine. But now we're sitting right at this level where we fought a few times. We could have bottomed, but this also could turn into resistance because we fought here a few times. And again, if we do go back down, you could take the short. You could definitely take the short. This could be the time to get in too, because this is the little bit of a relief. But we could be on our way to go back up. This could be a V-shaped recovery. We will be monitoring this every single day, as you guys know. We'll be adding probably some different alarms. But look, actually, come on with this. I mean, that could be something that we're doing. And this, obviously we'd be on the higher side of the trend line. Let's move this. There we go. So, hey, you know what we're going to do? We are going to watch this. If we get rejected off of this trend line again, we're going to go short. If we break through, we're going to hold off until we see what happens. But if this thing gets rejected again and starts coming back down, we will take that short. We'll definitely do that. Artemis launching to moon. What's Artemis? A-R-T-E. Well, I gotta figure out what Artemis is. If I weren't on Twitter and Discord, I would likely ever be seen here on YouTube. I'm most responsive to YouTube, X, thirdly in Discord, and I don't care for X live events. Oh, I get you. But if you need to get a hold of me, email's always a good one then. All right, let's do this. I believe that's enough charts for today. Anything else we want to look at? Circle. That would have been a great one to buy when this was getting walloped. H bar. That's a nice V-shaped recovery there on H bar. Obviously, someone was paying attention to the video that we dropped yesterday because that. Look what happened. The thing pumped so hard because of our video. Artemis 2, my bad. Okay. Hyper is showing that profitable traders are short and the unprofitable traders are long. Well, I mean, that's a very, very clear thing to digest, right? Let's look at the daily on here because, I love that we got that. Look, we made the joke earlier about not knowing which direction. Look, things are trending up currently on the short term since February. But mark my words, that is a downtrend. And we have not broken out of it. It doesn't look like we're going to anytime soon. Just because we break up here doesn't mean that we've broken out. Like once we get above that, we got to start making higher highs. And so, we would have to we'd have to get damn near $1 trillion added to the ecosystem to consider that to be a breakout, right? Because we have to make a higher high. We have to get up over this. We have to get up over this and then this. This to me wouldn't be. This is nothing to celebrate if we go there, right? To get into this zone and to break out over here, that's what we're looking for. But it just doesn't look like it's happening anytime soon. Dog shit chart. All right, enough of this. Let's get into some headlines today. U.S. spot Bitcoin ETFs added 117 million as Bitcoin reclaimed 68,000. See, that's what we were talking about yesterday. We got another headline: BlackRock highlights long-term holding strategies among Bitcoin ETF investors, and that is honestly, this to me is the most important headline. It is the most important read in between the lines moment of this entire show. Because that ultimately is telling us that BlackRock ETF holders are diamond hands. And again, I said this to you before, and it's very clear when you look at Bitcoin ETFs, you look at the price of Bitcoin versus the flow of these, of specifically the IBIT shares, BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF, specifically, the prices are related to inflow outflow. Okay, we had inflows yesterday. We've started, over the course of the last few weeks, we started to have more inflows, and as you can see, the price started to go up. This thing drives me crazy how it's got to follow it, but right here, right, like we started to go up a little bit. We had more inflows, and then we started adding some more outflows. Several days in a row, I think most of last week was outflow, and the price went down again. As we continue to see this narrative control the price of Bitcoin, it will be very clear where we're headed. And so let's look and see what happened yesterday, right? And comparing to that news, we had inflows. On Monday, we had just a baby inflow, just a tiny, tiny inflow. But yesterday, we're back up into the thousands. So moving in the right direction. We'll see what today has in store. It is 9/11 right now. We've got about 20 minutes until the markets open up. And, we may see some crazy volatility today. We have some numbers that are coming out at 10 o'clock today. What was it? It was... What numbers were coming out today? Do we still think it's a sell in May and walk away? Oh, man, I'll tell you what. After getting walloped for 5 months in a row? Hell no. Hell no. I mean, unless... PMI, thank you. Thanks, Paul, man. I appreciate you. Unless we pump up to new highs in April, it is not a sell in May and walk away event this year. You just got fucking destroyed for the last 5 months. What are you selling? Why would you sell? You would be taking massive losses for no reason. Don't do that. Who needs to get 2 milli back? Luke on banter. Buy these 5 altcoins now. Bull. There you go. All right. That is our spot Bitcoin ETF inflows. As you guys, we talk about new headlines all the day, every single day of this ETF coming, this news, BlackRock this, Fidelity this, Wisdom Tree this, Franklin Templeton this. It is just the headlines every single day are just absolutely bullish. At some point, price will catch up, but it doesn't look like it's happening right now. Let's see. Did they fix the APIs yet? Nope. Still nothing, man. Still pulling zero on these flows, but at least we've got this. Last 2 days, this week has started out with inflows, and they are getting bigger and bigger each day. We'll see what today brings. We could have a massive day. If we get higher than the 145, almost 146 million in inflows, we could be doing some things as far as price goes. But just keep in mind, it is a mixed bag. You get your ups and you get your downs, and that's what keeps us where we are. If we look at the all-time, there's the all-time crypto ETF flow chart. And it does look like we've got a little bit higher concentration of inflow versus outflow. But as of the tail end of last year, the mid to tail end of last year, definitely a lot more outflow activity. You saw a lot of more inflows in the early days because while the products were coming online, as you can't sell something you don't have. They had to. Trump just said Iran asked for a ceasefire. Is that for real? Trump says Iranian leader has asked for a ceasefire. It's coming from Reuters. Iran's new leader just asked the United States for a ceasefire. U.S. President Donald Trump said in a Truth Social post on Wednesday, "We will consider when Hormuz Strait is open, free, and clear. Until then, we are blasting Iran into oblivion." Okay. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. Let's just get back into the articles of the show here. Spot Bitcoin ETFs added inflow yesterday. That was big. Let's see. Diamond Handers of BlackRock's ETF. And then again, we looked at the numbers. RWA.XYZ, this is one of our favorite resources for getting the tokenization info that we need. Back up over 27. We're at 27.5 billion of distributed asset value across the entire ecosystem. We got punished. We got sent down into the 26s, and we are back now. So we will continue to see that thing grow. It was a nice little correction. Hopefully, in some of your conviction play projects, if you added, or if you are looking at new things like we are with Canton, there's an opportunity there. Stable coins getting damn near close to the $300 billion level. We are obviously sitting at a even from the last 30 days. Monthly transfer volume is up to about 9.78 trillion though. Tokenized U.S. Treasuries sitting at 12.85 billion. This thing has been growing very well. You could see the chart here. That is probably one of the more parabolic that we've looked at. A lot of them are a little steadier growth, but at some point that parabolic growth phase will absolutely happen. Again, we're getting ready. I'm building a script, a video about tokenized stocks, synthetic versions, your access to stocks on crypto rails, and how that works. We are damn near close. We dropped into the high $800 million level. We are up a little bit today, back damn near close to $950 million. So we will be back up over $1 billion very soon. As long as these market conditions stay a little bit favorable. Poe Man bought some Canton. There you go. Nothing on the news, Poe. Which leader? We'll have to figure out. We can take a look at that later on, and not on this show, but to see if there's actually a ceasefire, because one of the I was going to say something from the video, but I will say that you guys are just going to have to watch that. Institutions can now access Ondo tokenized stocks via Gate through Talos. Talos is, obviously they're massive, and there are a lot of partnerships coming out. Ondo Global Markets tokenized securities are now accessible through Talos, one of the leading platforms empowering institutions across 30 countries to trade and manage digital assets. There's now over, I think, 260 options in Ondo Global Markets. And so a lot of big things going on there. There are a lot of other platforms that have your tokenized stocks, that have your access to stocks within crypto rails or on the platforms. And so BitUnex is one of them. That's where I trade. And again, we're building our team over there. So if you are interested in joining the trade team, join the squad, do that, because you have access to not only the tokenized securities, but you've got indices and everything in there. Let's see, the Talos platform via integration with Gate, a top 3 global crypto exchange. The landmark integration marks a major turning point for institutional adoption of tokenized securities. Let's see. In the initial phase, Talos clients can access Ondo tokenized assets through Gate's liquidity, which leads the industry with over $20 billion in peak daily TradFi trading volume, enabling immediate trading and distribution. Here we go. It's Katie Wheeler. That's my homie. Katie Wheeler is one of my contacts and my friends at Ondo Finance. Talos integrating global markets. Ondo Global Markets removes the last friction points for institutions looking to access tokenized equities. Global partnerships and Ondo Finance, that's her position. Banks, brokers, and asset managers can now all trade and manage tokenized equities as easily as any other institutional asset. Here's a quote from David Foreman. He's the SVP and head of strategy at Talos. Talos is driving the mainstream institutional adoption of digital assets by providing a single, unified interface. Tokenized equities are in high demand digital assets, and integrating Ondo Global Markets, the largest tokenized equity platform globally, is an important way in which we're meeting that demand head on. There you go. Like I was saying earlier, you can, on Global Markets, you got access to stocks and ETFs with over 260 assets available across Ethereum, Solana, and BNB. A little bit different. What Ondo Global Market is doing is completely different than a lot of the other versions that you can find. Like say I'm using BitUnex, that's my trading platform, and I use that as the example. That you are just getting exposure to that asset. You are not actually getting the one-to-one with the voting rights, with any of the distributions that would come out with it. So each token on Ondo Global Market is fully backed by the corresponding stock or ETF and designed to deliver institutional grade pricing and liquidity. Let's see. Global Markets has they've powered over $13 billion in trading volume and grown to over 700 million in TVL, more than all the other tokenized stock platforms. They've got over 60% of the market share. right now. Ondo does. And so shout out to Ondo. Shout out to my homies over there. Hopefully we can get Nate on soon and talk about what they're doing, because massive stuff. Midas, not the Midas you guys know. Jay and Luca in the building today, but this isn't them. Raises $50 million to tackle pain points for tokenized asset investors. They're going to introduce the instant redemption system for on-chain funds, and that is a key hurdle for broader institutional adoption. There's Dennis Dinkelmeyer. He's the CEO and co-founder of Midas. What to know? Midas raised $50 million in a Series A round led by RRE and Creandum with backing from Framework Ventures, Franklin Templeton, and Coinbase Ventures. The company aims to help investors exit tokenized yield products faster, overcoming the wait for redemptions imposed by vault-like structures and lockup capital. And Midas will use the funding to scale its Midas Stake liquidity system, a separate liquidity layer that enables instant redemptions by using pre-allocated capital rather than unwinding positions on exit. There you go. We got any good quotes? Any good quotes in here? There you go. And this comes from the co-founder and CEO, Dennis Dinkelmeyer. This raise gives us the capital to scale the infrastructure behind it, enabling instant redemptions, deeper liquidity, and broader strategy access without sacrificing transparency or yield. Since starting 2024, Midas said it issued $1.7 billion in tokenized assets, distributing $37 million in yield to investors. That ain't chump change. That is not chump change. All right. Moving on over here to banks must control on-chain infrastructure to scale tokenized deposits. That's tokenized deposits, something we've been talking about. Look, you guys just see these headlines. Massive disruptive potential. Benchmark initiates securitized coverage with a buy rating. What does that even mean? What does that mean? Analysts and investment bank Benchmark initiated coverage of Cantor Equity Partners 2 on Tuesday, assigning a buy rating to the firm that's expected to merge later this year with Miami-based tokenization specialist Securitize. Securitize is doing so much. The analysts describe Securitize as a compelling pure play investment on tokenization. 100%. They are connected to everybody at every level from the top to the top. Let's see. Any good quotes in here? Let's see. Mark Palmer, confidence in Securitize's ability to hit that benchmark because there's a great deal of visibility with regard to the company's future revenue streams, including origination fees from companies tokenizing assets and recurring revenue from servicing costs. I think there's a massive disruptive potential as it pertains to traditional finance and the ways in which capital markets have functioned up to this point. The concept here really is better and faster across the board, and I think it's just a matter of time before the market begins to recognize the benefits both in terms of efficiency and settlement times. There you go. Department of Labor. Moving on. Department of Labor moves to unlock 401ks in your crypto. Now, it's funny, I posted, because yesterday this came out, and I had posted something, and somebody said, if my financial advisor thinks that he's going to be adding crypto to my 401k, he's fired. And I joked and said he already did. He put some Hex and some Cardano in there. But guys, this is, at the end of the day, like, this is massive. This unlocks trillions of dollars of capital potential coming into blockchain, right? Let's go. Key points. Department of Labor proposes a rule easing 401k access to crypto and alternative assets. Proposal faces political opposition, legal uncertainty, and lengthy adoption processes. Market reaction mixed. Public comment, legal review, and sponsor discretion still required. Okay. Let's see. The proposal is titled Fiduciary Duties in Selecting Designated Investment Alternatives. Okay. This is from Labor Secretary Lori Chavez-DeRemer. She said, this proposed rule will show how plans can consider products that better reflect the investment landscape as it exists today. Ripple launches new attestation for RLUSD and pushes for privacy on the XRP ledger. Let's see. Ripple revealed February RLUSD attestation has gone live amid growing adoption of the stablecoin across several jurisdictions and platforms. Confidential transfers from multi-purpose tokens on XRPL make the ledger more attractive for institutional and regulated use cases. And Ripple expands their partnership with Hyperliquid to include HIP3 symbols, giving Ripple Prime traders access to on-chain perpetual contracts for gold, silver, and oil. And you're saying these equities are just going on-chain, guys. Don't snooze it. Do not snooze it. I don't want to go too much into this. I'm going to read the headline for you, and that's it, because quantum is not my thing. I saw CZ post some stuff about this yesterday, saying that this really won't be an issue. I think it's a scare tactic for most people. But Google plans warns of quantum computing risk for Bitcoin. I think we got until like 2029 to fix something, and shouldn't be an issue, I wouldn't think. The homie Jack Dorsey's Square automatically enables Bitcoin payments for millions of sellers. Block-owned payment processor has shifted Bitcoin acceptance from opt-in to opt-out for eligible sellers. They should put him with his goatee on there. Square has automatically enabled Bitcoin payments as default setting for eligible sellers. The shift affects 4 million merchants who can now accept Bitcoin with zero fees. Sellers receive USD by default through background conversions, though they can opt out or adjust settings. That's massive. So now, if you've got a business, an online business, you can accept Bitcoin. That's pretty good. Let's see. Here is a quote from Miles Suter, Block's Bitcoin product lead. Starting today, eligible U.S. Square sellers will begin having Bitcoin payments automatically enabled. Sellers who accept Bitcoin will receive USD as default. He added that the ability will roll out to all sellers in the coming month. There you go. Any other quotes? Good old Jack. If we could just add stable coins to the Cash App, that would be wunderbar. Speaking of stablecoins endanger the U.S. economy. This comes from a Fed governor. Long and painful history of private money. This, to me, reading that lets me know it's like one of those old man yells at Bitcoin, yells at technology advancements. This is just an old man, probably, or an old woman. Michael Barr. In address to the Federalist Society, the Federalist Society in Washington on Tuesday, Michael S. Barr invoked the ghost of 1800s bank runs to illustrate the dangers he sees in this new digital monies. Caution is warned because we have a long and painful history of private money created with insufficient safeguards. The same run dynamics occurred in modern times, referring to the 2008 crisis and COVID-19 pandemic that shocked the financial system. Let's see. Earlier this week, British bank Standard Chartered forecasted the sector could quintuple to $2 trillion by 2028. Back in November, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent projected that stablecoins are on track to reach $3 trillion by 2030. Remember, let's go here and let's go to stablecoins. So if we're at 300 billion right now, and they're talking about 200 trillion by 2028, that's in 2 years, guys. Just so you know, it's 2026. 3 trillion by 2030. Think about the growth there in stablecoins. That is some massive stuff. The crypto industry has celebrated the growth of evidence of how the decentralized finance and blockchain solutions are becoming mainstream, but Barr warns that stablecoins jeopardize the stability of the U.S. economy. The particularly severe pandemic of 1907. Come on, now this guy was probably 25 in 1907, I assume, which featured a run on trust companies that offered deposit products backed by less liquid assets, led eventually to the creation of the Federal Reserve System in 1913. Well, let's just cancel the reserve system. Let's go back to a different system. Let's see. Another quote from Barr. At the same time, stablecoin issuers have an incentive to maximize the return on their reserve assets by extending the risk spectrum as far out as possible. That incentive can increase profits in good times, but risks undermining confidence during market stress. And Franklin Templeton to acquire coin fund crypto spinoff, accelerating a digital asset push. I just, without going through these headlines, without going through these articles and reading stuff to you, just like looking at the headline, I just hope that you guys understand exactly what is happening. The market infrastructure, the plumbing, the framework, all of this stuff is just, it's all happening right now. And it's happening a little bit differently than we, I think, all expected, but mark my words. Curtis just sold all of his Cardano and bought some Canton. I'm all for that. Goodbye, illegally, privately owned, non-federal Federal Reserve. 100%. Shut that shit down. It's time. It's time. It doesn't even do what it's supposed to anymore. But Franklin Templeton, like they're, when these, it's just the signal, man. I saw this article a little bit later. Australia passes a landmark law pulling crypto inside of the financial system. Key takeaways. Let's look at these. Crypto exchanges must now hold an AFSL. That's the same license as a stockbroker. Okay, 6 months to apply. Miss it and you're operating illegally. Austrac, AUSTRAC, expanded to crypto flows the day before the law passed. UK, US, and EU all moved in the same direction within 10 days, and industry estimates a $24 billion in annual activity unlocked by this clarity. So Australia is getting on board. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. Get your crypto, Mike. Come on, blimey. Get your crypto. Shout out to my Australian friends. We got a lot of Australian friends here. And then that was the Trump ceasefire thing. All right, that's it. It is 9:30. The markets have opened. Let's see, what is Bitcoin doing? We got to get on our 15-minute chart. We're going to set our goalposts for the day. Here's the 9:15 chart. We're going to, oh, wait, we can't do that because those are different. And one more. And we're going to make these ones white so we don't get them mistaken. Okay. So there it is. This is what we are looking at for right now. Okay. But remember, we got to, this candle has to close before we can make any moves. But right now, we're just getting set up with what are our goalposts based on the opening of the market for this first 15 minutes. Some people will use an hour. I get it. I like this 15-minute move. We'll see where things go. And then potentially, again, we're looking at some of these levels that we've got here. If we break out and we go above 69,000, 68.6 is where I have this level right now, because I would like to, if we're going to break out above this, that is new high territory. So we can always get out if things don't go well. But so that is our move above 68.6. We will go long. And then if we plunge below 67.8, that's our indication that we are going to be going short for the day. So that's what we got. And we may end up going a little earlier than that, depending on, because, we wicked out hard here. So, we'll take this situationally. If we can get in earlier, we will. But this is what we're looking at right now. All right. So that will do it for today. I greatly appreciate every single one of you, every single person that came in, that watched the show, that spent some time. Obviously, time is your most precious commodity, and it is early in the morning, so you came to hang out with me. I appreciate it. You came to hang out and chat with the crew. Do yourself a solid, smash the like button on your way out of here. Number one thing that you can do to help me out. You did show up, so you can use 15, 30, or 1 hour. Big money stock traders have done it for years. Whatever floats each person's about 100%. I think you get a better confirmation if you wait a little bit longer, but you can also miss out on some gains. But you could also get wrecked. I've seen this thing reverse direction a couple times. And so that being said, get in there, get your trading, earn your profits. Remember to take those out. Always add your profits to your cold storage, unless you're trying to. You've got a goal and a mission and you're doing something specific, great. But if you're just trading, winning, slide some of those profits into cold storage. You can always increase your position size and all that stuff in the capital that you use. But just remember, it's about the 1% better. So your mind, your body, and your portfolio. And with the portfolio is part of your trading strategy, right? And so always be cognizant of what you're doing. Try to get better in every single facet, every single day. And that's the goal. And we will see you later tonight. It is Wednesday. That means Trade Daddies, 9 p.m. Eastern, with Mike the Modern Canadian. We will see you there. But that is it for now. Have a great rest of your day. And see you.